Hey gang, Will here from the Ashland Fly Shop with your regional fishing report for Southern Oregon, Northern California for about the middle of November here, quickly approaching the Thanksgiving holiday. Before I jump into it, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. We've just been getting a lot of great feedback on our videos and reports and stuff, and we really appreciate the feedback. You can always get in touch with us easily through our website at info@ashlandflyshop.com. We'd love to hear from you, love to hear your notes, and it's obvious that you are watching, so thank you very much. So let's talk about steelhead. We're still fishing steelhead, absolutely. We're in about, again, like I said, about mid-November, and we've had some really great little precipitation systems come in, but nothing that's really like put the nail in the coffin for summer steelhead. I expect that to be still several weeks away or possibly longer, but just recently we've had a couple of good little bumps in the river, just enough to sweeten it up and bring some of those last fish kind of up into the upper river and even spread out through the Grants Pass area. It seems like fishing's just been quite good. Not quite as consistent as we might see in September or even October when we're seeing kind of bigger pods of fish come in, but there are some very nice fish around right now. And you know, they're definitely kind of trickling in, I would say, as they do this year. And you know, we'll hear some people, you know, getting a 0 afternoon, and then somebody else getting like 4 fish or something. So it's really a good time to be out there. It's very quiet on the river. It's very nice steelhead conditions, overcast, drizzly rain. We're really happy to see the amount of precipitation that we're getting. Some snow in the hills. So yeah, the Rogue's still a very good bet, and will continue to be until we really see that first big precipitation event that's going to happen in the next like 4 weeks or so. That really brings the tribs up and really just kind of puts an end to the summer fishery. So that's what's going on in the Rogue, and got some flies for you to look at. It's really a sink tip time, I would say, if you're swinging flies, you know, T11, T14. You really want that fly swimming slow, and you really want it right in front of the fish. Nymphing, same programs, working very well. Big dark stones, hothead stones, Agent Oranges, Copper Johns, eggs, all the same stuff. Fish are in the same spots. Really a great tactic. Moving over to the Klamath. The Klamath has really been really hit or miss this year, and I'd say if you've been fishing the Klamath the last few years, you're going to notice that it's not quite the same year as it has been. Very low salmon numbers, I would say, in the upper middle section of the river. A very, very quick spawning activity for the salmon, really just there and gone. And half pounders pretty non-existent, I would say, this year. So really a different season on the Klamath. I think it's kind of the accumulation of the drought effects that we're seeing. But decent numbers of adults, I would say. So if you get a grab, it's probably going to be a pretty decent fish. So it's good to go down if you know the Klamath. If you love the Klamath, you're gonna find some fish down there. It's just not going to be the type of activity or consistency that we've seen the last couple of years. But I'll definitely be down there fishing. And been down there a couple times, hosted a couple groups down there this year. We did have some really good fishing. Not quite what we expected, but is it ever what we expect? So you just got to go, right? You just got to go. And that's kind of what's happening for steelhead. Beyond that, we're watching the coast. That's going to come into shape pretty soon here. The salmon season down there is about midway through. Then that's going to sort of peter out, and we'll see steelhead start to come in, and we'll start paying real close attention to that. So give us a call. Employee John is guided down there. John Hazlett guided down there for years. Always got a lot to say about fishing the coast. So give us a call. I'm happy to talk to you about that. Now, transitioning from that to trout, there are some really cool winter trout fisheries in the region. One of my favorites is the Holy Water up on the upper Rogue, that little catch and release section between the dam and the hatchery. And that can be a really great spot for blueing olives and even some streamer fishing and stuff in the winter. Haven't quite seen the blueing olive activity, have seen a little bit of midge activity happening already, but bluing olives haven't quite taken hold up there and gotten started. Certainly we'll tell you about it when it does. That's a really fun place to stock big trout with small flies in the wintertime. So I'll be watching that closely. Northern California, the Upper Sacramento is open all year. It can be a very, very cool winter fishery. If you fish there in the summer, it's quite different in the winter. Fish kind of pool up in different spots. You're really looking more for them in bigger pools, longer glides, things like that. They're not really in the riffles so much. So you really want to look for them in different spots. But an awesome winter fishery down there, especially if we get a little precip and some snow. Just a beautiful place to walk around in the winter and hunt for trout. So those are probably our favorite winter fisheries that are fairly close by for trout. But there are others, and we'd be happy to talk to you about them. But again, we really appreciate you tuning in, and I'm going to get back to the shop here, the phone ringing. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the shop. Thank you.